Hello fellow humans and welcome to this week's shop review, and it is very disappointing because there's nothing in the shop really. Now you do have, obviously we start off with the crates as always. Crates are always bad, which means any form of crate is always bad. You have the German container currently trying to siphon money out of your wallet, and obviously they are bad. If you buy them, that's your own fault. You will lose no matter what. Even if you get a tank, you often still lose anyway. Now, the combat boosters, I don't see a point why we would ever buy them. I mean, I could, but with my 230 million creds, but even I want to do that because if that is what you need to play better in Blitz, a 20% consumable cooldown, then maybe you're not good at Blitz. So don't spend your money on these. They're not worth it. Like, if you're good enough, you don't need them. Now then, we got this thing, which is just the regular gold bundle with mystery boxes, which is pretty damn shit. Why is that? Because if you go down here, you can get 75k gold for the same price in a double bundle. So absolutely ignore these. Horrible. The great choice, I mean, depends on what tank you get. If you end up with a tier 5, that's bad. Then again, it is also gambling. Wouldn't recommend. The 5A is trash, especially for that price. 30 euros, we could talk about it. For that price, you can absolutely forget it. Why the hell would you want a worse size 7 for that much money? You could buy a lot of good things, like my merch, link in the description. Obviously, because that's what matters, and these are still here, and we can also see them in the Wargaming shop. You can go there, get them a bit cheaper in certain countries. They're both good tanks. They're not OP. No, they are not. However, they're both good tanks. The Type 57 is very, very good at making creds. The brass can be fun if you know how to play it, but other than that, it's alright. These tanks are a meme. I have about 400 battles in a T2 Lite because I was once young and dumb. However, it was fun. Not anymore now, because obviously with the rebalancing of the lower tiers in 5 years ago. Both fun, not worth it though, because 7k gold, no. They're not really useful for creds. These are unfortunately locked to the tanks, which is not good, so you don't want that either. And then we still have the Smashing Platoon, which I already talked about last week. It's good if you know how to play the Lorraine. It's a very good price. They can definitely be worth it, but there's nothing really new. The Black Prince is a joke, and that's it for the shop, really. There's nothing new. So don't buy crates and have a look at the Barask and the Type, or the MX and the Lorraine, just like there was last week. Now the Lorraine does have rubber wheels, but that's about where the novelty ends with this vehicle. It's a regular autoloader, 2.5 seconds at your clip reload, about 20 seconds for the full clip, and you got 225 per shot, which is about alright. And you just have to be very careful that you don't throw away, because this thing is very big and it doesn't have any armor whatsoever, so you've got to be pretty damn careful with that. Unfortunately, we're playing 6 versus 7 in this situation, so we're going to have to be very careful here. Now, here's a very easy tip to like, deal with this kind of thing. Just disregard them, just ignore them, just count them out of your team, right? Because if you do that, you're like, wait, but we're 6 guys, why are we losing? No, you're 5. So, at this point, I don't know why the object is here. So, yeah, it's a 5v7, which is not good at all. And, yeah, but that's the only way to deal with that kind of stuff. Just pretend if they don't exist, because in terms of performance, they do not exist. So, basically, that way, you'll save yourself a lot of headaches, because you'll just have a good time. Okay, so obviously the Panzer 58 should go down soon. The KPZ 70 is getting pressured pretty hard. I do know the T30 and the Hori are there, which means there's no one camping back there. And now ideally what I want to do is want to use this SU-130 as my hit point mule. That he goes in, he gets shot, and I then get shots. Ideally, well, let's see what we can do. The Tiger seems to be AFK, which is very lovely here. And now it's a 3v6, unfortunately, here, and this match is very much lost. So essentially, my goal here is to get out and move myself away, because that's how you play the Lorraine as well. You want to have a distance between the enemy and you, because if the enemy doesn't have that distance between you and them, then they can push you very easily, and that is not what you want to have happen. Now, there is a chance. It is obviously absolutely tiny and useless almost. However, it is definitely still possible. The bear is dead. But let's see if we can get a couple of shots. Obviously, the SU has thrown away. No doubt about that. It's nothing new. That's why I disregarded him at the front, because he was never going to be any use. But let's see if I can possibly find 1 or 2 solo vehicles that I can possibly take out and use the clip-on. Obviously, if I can't clip them, like the SMV, I got a problem. I'm going to die. But like a T-30, I can clip it. So if I do encounter it on my own, then I would have a somewhat solid chance of killing that. The standard B is most likely still sitting back there, so I want to avoid that at all costs. And there is a T-30 from the rear. 2.5 seconds will be enough to get 3 shots here before he turns, especially also if I can track him. There we go. However, now I am screwed because here is the standard B. And he has got the full gun. He doesn't have a camo, but he does have the gun, and he just screwed himself. Okay, beautiful. Problem is he can still reload again, and he can also chase me, so I'm dead here, which is unfortunate. But let's try to get the sharp turn in and get around the house. Obviously, I'm still going to lose because I need 2 shots. He only needs 1, so he basically has to miss, and I can't get around the corner. But teams like this aren't fun, but the Lorraine certainly can be. And obviously, if you have a team that stays alive for a bit longer, you can get a lot more out of this vehicle. However, even while not having any form of team in this game, still did somewhat solid. And overall, it's a fun tank. You know, I had fun, so that's what matters most. I can definitely recommend it if you are a good player and if you know how this tank works.